Taming creatures is an essential part of ascending the arcs. Without them, surviving, gathering resources, and defeating the bosses would be near impossible. But what if you couldn't tame a creature? How useful would an untamable creature be to you in conquering the arcs? Well, that's what I want to ask today. Hello, I'm RexyBlue, and I'm ranking untamable creatures in Arc, the Island Edition. So starting off this list, we have the Piranha. Now, the piranha does have a good use that is literally just a fish, and to me at least, fish meat does have like two good uses in the game, and of course has more uses, like of course you could cook and eat it, but what fish meat is really good for is feeding baryonyxes. Baryonyxes are a great tame, especially on the island for caves or anything water related, and they only eat fish meat, so if your base is like far away from the ocean, which mine is literally in the middle of the map, it's just sometimes annoying to like get fish meat. So piranhas are a good way to just go to a river and find fish meat. But I think the better use that fish meat has for all creatures is for imprinting. There's so many like imprints where it's like feed your like baby dino some cooked fish meat, and that is by far the most annoying imprinting. That's like more annoying than kibble because I just don't really have fish at my base, and it's annoying. It's out of the way to go to get, and like spoils quicker in your inventory. I'm not sure if quicker, but just spoil in your inventory too, and it's just an annoying resource to get. So it is good that piranhas do give it. The only problem is they're of course not the only creature, not even the only fish that does give like fish meat, and they do attack you. So I think for that I'm gonna put them in D tier, and the next creature actually is going to explain that why. Next we have the coelacanth, which of course is another fish that gives fish meat, but the reason why I think they're just a tier above the piranha is that they don't attack you. I'm pretty sure coelacanth don't attack you. I don't think I've ever been attacked by a coelacanth in Arc, so yeah. Plus I think they have like different sizes, so you can get more fish meat from like a bigger coelacanth. So yeah, basically everything that I said about the piranha and why it's good is why the coelacanth is good, but since it doesn't attack you, it's going to be better than piranha. Next we have probably the best fish here. I didn't mean to put all the fish next to each other, but next we have the saber-tooth salmon, and it has to go in a tier above the piranha and the coelacanth because you can get like raw prime fish meat off of them, which is by far the most annoying like imprint or not cuddle, but imprint a creature baby dino wants you to get. And, you know, the only other way to do that is to go out to the open ocean and go get fish meat or like raw prime fish meat. So I think having saber-tooth salmon as an option in rivers is really good. In fact, I'm going to put them in A tier just for that. I almost want to put them in S tier, but that seems a bit high. So I'm going to put them in A tier, literally because they give you fish meat and raw prime fish meat. Those are amazing for like, I don't know, baby dinos that request those. As again, at least for me personally, that's always the most annoying request a baby dino can give you is raw fish meat, and then especially raw prime fish meat. So yeah. Next, we have the leeches. And now leeches, they do give some pretty good resources. Chitin in the early game is really essential for like making some saddles. And then they do give silica pearls, but by far the most beneficial thing they do give is through leech like blood, which can be used to make lesser antidotes. Now, lesser antidotes are used to heal or cure swamp fever, which is probably one of the most annoying and deadly things in the game. I believe swamp fever does stay with you after death. So, yeah, being able to cure it with leech blood is really good, and it's just a pain to have. Of course, if one person, especially on servers, one person gets swamp fever, then it's almost guaranteed the rest of the server will. And of course, no one wants to have swamp fever, really. I mean, it does give you like extra movement speed, but there are just better ways to get that. Like a battle tartar, I'm pretty sure gives you extra movement speed. Actually, it just does give you extra movement speed. So it's just better. There's just better alternatives to that. So of course, yeah. So I think just for being able to cure, swamp fever, I'm gonna put it S tier. Like swamp fever can be a real killer on servers, and even single player, it could just straight up kill your player. So yeah, I think just being part of making lesser antidote puts it in S tier. And now we have the animite. Now I didn't know this until making the video, but you can use animite bile as a replacement for leech blood when making lesser antidotes, which is really, really good. But I'm pretty sure from Animite you can get silica pearls, but I know you can get black pearls, which on the island is really good since you do have to go kill creatures to get black pearls. Although I'm not sure how many it is, and I'm pretty sure Animite do a lot of torpor, but simply being able to give black pearls on the island, I think at least has to put it in B tier or above. But I don't know, like black pearls. You know what? I put leech in S tier because they could cure lesser antidotes. Animite literally can cure lesser antidotes too and give black pearls. It's got to be an S tier. So yeah, actually I'm gonna put it above the leech. Not that it really matters. I'm not really ranking like their list on the tier list doesn't matter. It's more their tier, but I just want to put Ammonite there. Next we have the Euritids, which are sea scorpions, how I like to call them, and they're very similar to the Animite. They do give black pearls and silica pearls to Chitin, and it's like that is good. That was good with the Animite too. It's just it's not like the best way. If you're going after black pearls in the late game, you probably of course have like late game items and creatures. And I just think hunting like alpha Mozas, Tusos, and alpha Tusos are way easier than and like just honestly quicker. Like I can find those creatures quicker and kill them quicker on like a Moza or something than like having to go find Riptids and get like a little bits of black pearls, because they while they do give black pearls, they don't give like a ton of black pearls. So yeah, I think I mean again though black pearls are a great resource to give on the island. So I think A tier. I'm gonna put them here, probably above this. I don't know why I want to do that, but yeah, I'm just gonna put them there. Animites are just gonna be slightly a tier above because they give black pearls and cure lesser antidote. Not lesser. No. They give black pearls and cure swamp fever because their Animite bio is part of lesser antidote. So I'm gonna put them in a tier above the Euritids. Next we have the Sidereal. Now Sidereal are actually pretty good. Their Sidereal gel. I don't think it's actually biotoxin. That's what it's called. Biotoxin is a great like torpidity thing. Of course, by feeding it creatures, you can make creatures torpidity rise, which is great for keeping creatures knocked out. It's great for taming Giganosaurus since their torpor drops really fast, and it's really good for Acrocanthosaurus taming now. It just has like a couple uses that's really good. It's really just like keeping creatures down or like their torpidity up while keeping them knocked out is really good, and that is a really good resource or use. The thing is like narcotics do the same thing, and it's like, do you really need to go killing Sidereal to do that? I guess for Acrocanthosaurus taming, you do want to go kill Sidereal, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna put them B tier. There are alternatives to it, but the biotoxin is really good. But again, there is an alternative, and the narcotics are way easier to make in Ark than going out and hunting Sidereal. But I know biotoxin still is really good for keeping down creatures that have like super fast torpidity drains, and again, Acrocanthosaurus taming. Acrocanthosaurus are amazing. And actually, wait, you can use them to tame Archelons too. No, I think B tier is gonna be fine. I think again, if like Nargoberries and Narcotics were not in the game, of course Biotoxin would be a lot higher. But since that is an alternative and one that's much easier to get, I think I'm gonna put it in B tier. Maybe a bit higher, but for now I'm gonna put B tier. Okay, we have like the ants. I don't know what their actual name is, but the ants, and they do have a really good use in the early game since they do drop chitin, and that's just making a Pteranodon saddle or PT saddle. Pteranodons are like the best early game dino if you want to like speed run or get a lot of progress on the island or honestly any map really quickly. And a key component to their saddle is chitin. So being able, and chitin in the early game is like kind of hard to get. It's kind of difficult to get just because there aren't really many creatures you can kill that do drop chitin, and of course becomes much easier to get later in the game. But in the early game, killing ants for chitin is really good and is probably the best way to get chitin in the early game to get your PT saddles. So I think just for that, I'm gonna go A tier just for that. Like in the early game, I guess in the late game, they're not useful, but I'm not sure. I think giving them that A tier is fine again because a Pteranodon is game changing. Whenever I get a Pteranodon on like the island, my progress just goes like shoots up. It goes so much quicker than without a Pteranodon. So I think it is a key component in just getting everything you need are getting into that mid and late game. So I'm gonna put it there. Next we have the Trilobite, and it is very similar to the and it's an early game resource of Kaiden, but they do drop other stuff. They do drop Silica Pearls, and they can drop Black Pearls. I think it is very rare, and they're not going to drop a lot of Black Pearls anyway. But they're also an early game Kaiden source and give you Silica Pearls. Although I don't think it's quite S tier. Again, they give you so little Black Pearls that I don't think it's even really worth it. Although I don't know. Kaiden and Black Pearls, that's what like the Animite is. No, I'm gonna put A tier. I don't think it's quite S tier. If it gave more Black Pearls, then I would put it S tier, but I think it's such a little amount that it really isn't good. I think killing them for the Kaiden in the early game is way more beneficial. And now we have the Meganeura. Meganeura and Ants are basically in the same like realm of why they were good. Early game Kaiden to get that Pteranodon saddle, so I'm gonna put that in A tier as well. They do have these really good uses, so yeah. Next we have the Lead 60s, and I don't really know where to put this guy. He of course gives raw prime fish meat, which is really good, but if you want raw prime fish meat, it's probably easier to go out and kill salmon for that. So I'm not sure where I want to put them. I don't know, because if you don't need them for it, they don't have an apex drop. You only need to kill the alpha version, so like the normal version isn't that useful. I do think they give a lot of hide. Wait, do they even give hide? I honestly can't remember. I don't know. There really is no reason to kill these Ichthyes besides getting like the cosmetic for like the pirate hat, I think. So honestly, they do drop raw prime fish meat in a lot of it. I'm gonna put them in B tier. I think just dropping raw prime fish meat again is really good for when you're raising a lot of like baby dinos or creatures and they keep wanting raw prime fish meat. It is just really annoying to go out of your way to get it. So just for being able to drop that resource, I'm gonna put it in B tier. So yeah. Anyway, that's my list of ranking untamable creatures in Ark. I know it looks like a lot of them are really good, but trust me, if there was a single tameable creature on this list, all these creatures would be like D or F tier. It's just like how good are these creatures in comparison to each other, and that's just how I made the list. So yeah, anyway, do you like the list? Did you like my video about this? I thought it was just a very interesting topic, and I just wanted to talk and rank the creatures that are untamable in Ark on the island. So yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I'm Rexy Blue. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a great day. Be kind, and bye-bye.